Hello,
Hello, everyone.
this is,
Angelina.
and I'm Ellie, and we're from Training Unlimited. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about provocations. Some of you might not have heard that word provocations before, but we're here to tell you what it is and what you can do to help support these children. Provocations are little zones or areas within your environment that's not necessarily programmed for. So things like children's interests or things that you know uh, that support children's learning. So these environments also help children's learning without you having to be fully involved. So Angelina, have you seen some really good provocations around your, travels around the childcare services?
Yes, I've seen a few different set of provocations. One thing I have noticed that educators obviously setting up these provocations intentionally. So they would set up little areas, little stations where they focus on one thing. For example, it could be like a Play-Doh invitation, like a specific theme, or it could be like for an interest that has been sparked from one of the children. And those provocations help for children to even extend on their learning, but also spark a new interest.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, just to put it into perspective, some of the provocations I've seen over my times have been super important and super valuable for children. One of them in particular was we had a brand new child that was enrolling into our service. Now, through our orientation, it was identified and discovered by questioning that the child absolutely loves painting. Mum put her into childcare because she wants her to do lots of these things that she couldn't offer at home a lot. So things like painting is something that we do a lot at daycare. The educator really listened and understood the interest of this child, and the child was showing a lot of anxiety about separation. So she invited the child to do some painting, which helped mum just remove herself a little bit so the child could build those relationships with the educator. On her first day, it was known that the mum was going to come really early in the morning, around 7 a.m., and that particular day was very hot. So the educator, knowing that this child is first day is coming up, she actually um, outside put all this paper onto this massive log because she knows not only just this child would love to do it, but the interest of the other children that she already knew that she's got relationships, she knew that they would love to do it as well. So basically, I've just got a little photo. So basically, what she did was set up the log and covered the whole log in paper and had paint pots all around. So when any child was arriving, they went straight to it and started playing. This not only helped with that transition, but has also kept these children really entertained and involved and engaged into something, which also stems into active supervision. So it's really easy to supervise children when they're all engaged in something. Not only did she set up that area, she also had other children with different interests. So she set up the sand pit full of construction, but she set it up in a way that would produce interest for children. So she had a fair few children that were really interested in the whole construction side of things. So that was ready to go. This is all before children started to arrive. So it's something that they can actually really get stuck into as they arrive. They also had set up an art station. So children can just go in and start doing lots of different types of art.
And this is also where children can learn to like see a new interest that might spark their interest. Like they see new activities, they're like, oh, I might be really interested in that, and they try and figure out new skills.
So upon that observation that Angelina just brought up, you can actually then create maybe a new learning journey of some things that you see a child doing that's new. So not only that you've already got a learning journey happening, there's other things that you can add to this learning journey as well. I also used a lot of provocation in every age group. So don't just think about the kindy age side because that was a kindy group. You can also do it for babies and toddlers.
Yes, every age group you can do provocations for.
Yes, so keeping that environment nice and busy and fun. This mud kitchen here was set up in a baby's area. Now, as you can see, there's lots of material there that is real. So we've got some leaves, there's rosemary, there's flour, there's rocks, there's all types of stuff that's very textural, but it's very safe. and it's there for the children to discover and learn. There's lots of textures and senses, and it's a holistic learning environment. So this environment will teach the child on its own. So we're relying on the environment to be our third teacher as well. So this is very important when you're setting up provocations, to make sure that it's safe, it's stimulating, that the children are going to engage in some sort of learning. You can be 100% involved, or you can be an onlooker. So it's up to you. These intentional teaching areas that we have set up, it comes from children's voices. So you build those relationships. It comes from collaboration, talking to parents, talking to families, talking to the children. So you know your children. You have an idea of what they like to do. Do you have any extra sort of provocation ideas that you've actually come across?
Maybe some like ideas for setting up provocations. You can set up provocations for any type of interest. Like it really doesn't matter. It could be as simple as like a construction provocation area where you set up like construction with, for example, different blocks, like not just blocks, like different materials, for example. Or like one thing that I like to always think of when you set up provocations, just to make sure you have like purposeful resources and not just any like, but having intentional resources that like intend like a specific outcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So another provocation that I had set up, and it was purely based on the group of children that I had. There was a big dinosaur, phase that all our children had gone through, and I had asked the evening staff to help set up this sort of provocation ready to go for the morning. And what I'd made was a sign that said, "Help! All our dinosaurs have run away." And that night we'd gone and hidden all the dinosaurs in the yard. And we had trays, we called them dinosaur habitats, where we used to play with the dinosaurs in them. I could hear when I was going outside and doing my yard check that the families were getting involved in this as well. They were really playing along with the children. "Oh no, look, all the dinosaurs have gone missing. Should we go and have a look?" So even the parents were going out and supporting their children. They were being involved in this. This sparked interest with the whole group of children. So even though I had other provocations set up, some were programmed, some were not programmed, these children loved looking for these dinosaurs. And when we found them again, every now and then I would go, "Uh-oh, they've gone again." And I'd quickly try and hide a few more, just to keep that little learning situation happening. This is the little tray, the little environment that we had set up. So the dinosaurs sort of lived in those. We had a fair few of those around the yard. So the children would put them back into their homes once they were found. As I mentioned before, provocations are not always what's on the program. You can set up the areas in different themes. I think Angelina was explaining about a sea theme,
Yes.
to me the
Yeah,
other day.
we had like an under the sea theme that we set up in the room. So we divided the room into two parts, and because not all of the children were fully interested in the sea theme, but most of them were, so one part of the room changed every day in a different part. So we did like a bit about different sea animals on one day. Then the other day we focused on what is under the sea, what are plants, all these kinds of things. So it sparked different interests, and it was really, really engaging for the children. Also helped other children to get inspired and see like, "Oh, actually, I am interested in the sea animals," which they thought, "Oh, at start I'm not too interested," but then it did spark the interest over time.
Then this is a good opportunity for children to add more to it as well. So, for instance, with the dinosaur, hiding game, they were asking me things. What do the dinosaurs eat? Well, I don't know, because I obviously wasn't really into
And this
dinosaurs.
is where we can scaffold their learning and
Yes,
extend on it
yes.
and
So I
follow
did a
up.
little bit of
Yeah.
research, and I was then presenting these bits of facts and information in different ways, like storytelling time and things like that, to actually help build on that interest. So their learning is then growing. So you can use these provocations to extend and scaffold their learning, to make sure that they are benefiting and you're challenging them a little bit. So I really believe that the provocations that we offer children are equally as important as the information that we get from observations for programming. So you really can use these provocations to support your program as well as extend children's learning. So I would like to say thank you from myself
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Angelina for your time. I really hope that, if you've got any really good ideas, that you're sharing it with your team, so you can set up some really cool environments. Don't be scared. The world's your limit. You've got so
Yeah, a
many
lot of
ideas
options.
coming
Yeah.
from children, talking to parents, even talking to other educators about what they do to set up different environments in their rooms. Really use this opportunity to make your children's lives really exciting. So thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.